Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a video, or this is a call recording of a real live call between me and a client that was signed up. And I think it's just a good demonstration of helping someone, become their best selves, and not doing them a disservice. Which, if you're watching this video, you're one of the good business owners and good sales reps, right? If you've made it to this video, but as we know in the industry, a lot of people do leads a disservice, let people off the hook, don't give them what they need to really step up and be themselves, which is why they actually joined a call with a stranger in the first place. A little bit of context on this recording, as you can see here, it was from April 24th, 2024, so it's about 12 months old, actually more than 12 months old at the time of recording this. This was my first month as a sales manager. I actually hopped on a sales call as I can't remember the exact reason, but someone was sick or a call couldn't be met. I wanted to hop on, right? Especially my first month. Lead by example. And at this point, I hadn't taken a B2C call like this with this sort of flow for probably about 6 months, maybe more, as I was doing some smaller management stuff, and then prior to that, I was selling B2B for Cole. So it'd been a bit of time. There was definitely some rust here, but it is a good example, and the reason I'm sharing is to bring some inspiration, right, to everyone, especially on the tough calls that you don't think can close. This is literally the only call I've had in the last 12 months. So it's not cherry picking; it's just the only call I have had with a real prospect to share with you. It is, we got to the point, the job was done. If I was in the flow and selling every week, it would be a lot more efficient. I could probably achieve the same result in half the time, realistic with you. So it is a bit long-winded. It isn't very efficient, but the job gets done. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? All we're looking to do with fear, uncertainty, limiting beliefs is helping the person overcome themselves. Got that one from Bill Walsh, which was a huge mindset shift for me, approaching these types of situations rather than seeing it as handling a fear objection, which is not. And obviously taking that mindset approach means you can actually support the person with the right intent from the right place rather than trying to follow a script, which, as you know, when someone's fearful, following the script is probably the worst thing you can do here. So without further ado, I'll press play. I'll be quiet for the whole thing. And we've got about 40 minutes or so ahead with some support for this fella.
Great.
Cool. So in terms of the process, it's 3 months, right? And then it's an extra month with account maximization. So it's 4 months of one-to-one. Obviously, the continued support is continued, but the one-to-one is about 4 months long. You shouldn't need a lot more than that, right? You should be making money and you should be messaging clients rather than us after that time.
Okay.
Right? That should be good. Okay. And the full investment is $5,800 US, so just shy of 6K.
Okay. That's the investment to start in this case.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So in that case of the payment to start, how does that work? Is that just like a one-time payment? Because there's some courses that you could pay as you go, like in portions, or that's just like one payment to start, I guess would be my question. Because there's some courses that as you go, you could pay it monthly, bi-weekly, or whatever the case, but before you graduated, you already covered it off. So let's say it's 3 months. In those 3 months, you could split the payments.
Yeah.
Or how does that work?
Yeah, I might do a little bit of commentary actually to be a bit more helpful here. So we need to identify where we're at with this guy. This is not a smokescreen. This is not an objection. Newer sales reps or newer people to sales in the industry, when people ask for payment plans, they start talking about money and things like this, or they will not do that, but they will mention that we do have payment plans, which I think is also an extremely bad route to go that hurts your cash up front down the line. So what we want to do is we want to get tied down on the program, make sure we're on the same side of the page, same side of the table as the person, see if they want help and need help. If so, we want to get a bit of clarity around what he means by payment plan and where he's coming from.
Yeah, so we don't have any like structured options, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, I'm the boss here, to be honest. So
we don't have any structured options is the same as saying no, but also leaves the door open and allows you to, if there is room for a payment plan and if one is needed in the future, it allows you to really frame that as exclusive to him. It's the best route to go, in my opinion.
When there's a will, there's a way. I guess for you genuinely feel like this is the right thing, now is the right time, and you want to explore that with me.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the tie down.
Okay, so you would have to have those almost 6,000 to start, like as of right now, basically. You're saying.
Well,
he doesn't answer my question.
I mean, we can talk about money. Money is the easy part, mate, because you're talking with me. But like the money aside, you're like 100%.
Doesn't answer my question, so I go for the tie down again.
100% is what I want to do.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I would, yeah.
Because I mean, I don't want to solve the wrong problem here, right? So if it's just the money, is it a case that you, and again, no kind of no problem either way, but is it a case that you just don't have the full amount right now, or you do, but you're just not too sure whether you want to put it all into this?
Well, as of the amount right now, I would.
If I were to have this call again, I probably wouldn't skip it this far. I did exactly what I said not to do, right, and go into a money conversation. I did it in a bit of a better way, but if I were to have this call again, you can always review your own calls, right, and see things that could be better. I'd get the tie down, right. More importantly, I wouldn't want you to do a plan or spend any money if this wasn't the right thing for you. So do you genuinely feel like what we have here can get you to XYZ 1, 2, 3? Yes, I do. Yabba, yabba, yabba. Okay, so when you ask about if it needs to be all in full, where does that come from exactly, just to see how I can help you best now or in the future? I would have asked for clarity there rather than jumped ahead into money. So I kind of made a bit of a mistake here, but again, the result was made at the end and it wasn't too big. So let's see.
I have that amount right now.
That's fine.
That's why I was focusing more on how the payments would work.
Yeah.
So obviously I got away with it because he says he doesn't have the money and he genuinely didn't have the money. So I got away with it, but I wouldn't get away with that on all calls.
I'm just trying to understand mine. So I can help you. Okay.
Yeah.
So if we can find a way to make it manageable, again, it will be like custom. But if we can find a way to break it monthly and make a payment plan with you, that works for you and works for us, would that help you get started with us today?
That would work if I had a way to break down the payments, like you said. Yeah, because obviously there's other stuff to pay and bills and whatnot. So yeah.
Which is over here, right? So we'll make sure that's not.
The reason I asked that question is to verify that it's just a money thing. Lock him in with the today. If I were to do it, go back and do it again, I would say get started with us now, because I've lost a couple of deals from the today word. Where people were like, I'll get back to you in 2 hours. Is that okay? You're kind of in a tricky situation. So that's the reason I asked this question. It seems all good, right? It seems all good. Guy doesn't have all the money. Guy wants to start today. Just make a plan with him. How hard could it be, right?
Not the case in the future. Okay. Are you open to having a conversation, an honest conversation about where you're at?
So I'm in my head. I'm like, this is only a money issue, right? I'm gonna get permission, and I'm gonna do an open wallet, and he's gonna pay, and we're gonna be happy days.
Financially, just to see if we can make a plan for you.
We could do that. So you're saying another call, book a call about that specifically?
No.
And here it comes. So I'll let it play from here. I'll let you listen. I've been talking a bit too much, and let it roll.
Well, I'm in charge here, right? So I can make a custom plan for you. We can get you started today. Right.
Oh, okay.
So I can get you started now if we can figure out something that works. Does that work for you?
Well, John, as of right now, because I'll be honest with you, that amount surprised me. I wouldn't say yes as of right now. Uh, one thing in sales that they always gave me, I guess you get that appointment setting. I need to think about it. That phrase always comes to your head. I don't want to say I need to think about it, but I do need to look at my finances.
So this is the reason we roll slow and we close the doors along the way, because a lot of people, they will get into if someone asks it all up front, they will actually answer it, or they'll do a little bit of a good job and they'll get into a payment plan too early and they would never actually get to the truth, which we know what we're handling now, right? A lot of stuff's coming up that doesn't make sense. I need to think about it. I need to check my finances, which is another smokescreen, and all the other stuff in between. So, obviously, we're not identifying these as two things as smokescreens at this point, right? That would be going backwards. We know this is limiting beliefs, fear, and this guy needing some support to help overcome himself to make the decision here. So, as long as we can identify it, we know what we're hearing, we should be good going forwards.
I do need that to actually, I guess, set aside whatever amount I can, or see where I am right now financially to commit to you, because I don't want to say yes.
And we know this guy's in a position where he's not got the money or not got the full amount, and he has the fear, limiting beliefs, uncertainty, right? So he has a combination of both objections that are possible, which is why I think I've titled this video, something to do along the lines of not losing the hard deals. And the purpose of this video is to help you see how not all deals are closable, but a lot of the deals that you don't think are closable are closable. So these are the toughest ones when they haven't got the money and they're scared, right? And this is an example here of what to do.
And then I don't have something to start right now. So I guess I would have to look into that first.
Well, it's your decision to make, right? I'm not here to make the decision.
I mean, because if I say no right now, I don't want to say no, and then the opportunity is not open for a near future. Or how is that?
That's not how we work, man. That's not how we work. This opportunity's been open for many, many years. Right? I was a student back 3 years ago, so it's not going anywhere. The market's getting even bigger actually every single year, as you can imagine. So that's that. And we'll make sure we help you today then. I guess. I'm willing to help you. I'm willing to make it manageable. I'm willing to find a way to make it work. But it sounds like there's more than just the money coming into play here. I haven't even mentioned how much you could start with. So what's money aside? If you just be honest with me, because you're a straight shooter, what's really coming up for you now? If you had all the money in the world, what's really what else besides the money is coming up?
I would say other than the money is the time. The time to actually dedicate whatever time I need to become successful at this as of right now.
So poor question, by I know what it is, right? We have money and fear objection both at the same time. I'm going to want to transition into uncertainty, because we can't solve, if we solve uncertainty, the money solves itself, as you'll see on this call as well at the end. So I want to transition there. How I could have transitioned better, looking back, would be using a transition let's say you looked 4 months into the future, Anthony, and, you're already there and you knew that your goals were achieved and everything was a success, and if you knew that for certain, would you get started with some homework? Would you put your foot forward? Would you get started on the path? Yeah, of course I would. Okay, so I guess with that being said, would it be fair to say by wanting to think on it, right, and kind of put some time between this, it would be fair to say that you're just looking for a little bit more certainty that if you do put your foot forwards and if you do get started with this, it is going to pay off, and in 4 months you actually are going to be right, at that goal where you desire to be? Yes, John, of course. And then I'm much easier into it. You'll find I fuck around here for quite a bit of time because, again, it's the first call I had in 6 months. So just took me a little bit of time to get in the groove and wipe the cobwebs off.
Because to be honest with you, I got to this point with you due to curiosity first, not knowing actually if it was going to end up like this or not. So I guess I would have to balance more than just money, which is a very important factor, but my time too,
Mm.
because I barely
Well, it's
have
just
any days
priorities,
off.
right?
Huh?
It's just, I mean, as a business owner myself, like I don't even time is doesn't even exist. It's just a matter of priorities. Like I see some people that have like 2 jobs and 4 kids doing it, right?
Mhm.
So I guess I mean, I asked you earlier, so I don't want to kind of repeat things and be disrespectful, but like, do you feel like, it is the right time to put a line in the sand and make that shift for yourself and start an online income? Do you still feel that way?
I mean, I do still feel that way. I do still feel that way. I guess also it's other than time and money. I guess fear.
Yeah, you just need more certainty, right? Because if you knew,
Yeah.
like if I put any amount of money into this, that in 3-4 months I'm going to be making X amount and have everything we've mapped together,
Yeah.
you'd fucking do it, wouldn't you? Right? But
It would be easier like that. Anybody would do it, obviously. I guess as a human, there's always like you say, the skeptical or fear or whatever.
well, there's all risk
Okay.
for any business or any
Yeah.
change in life or any decision or anything. And
Mhm.
the bigger the returns, the higher the risk. You're never going to find something in life where you get everything given to you for a very small amount of risk, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
And the difference with Bastion and the difference with me and the difference with um, the students that we work with is that they take that step, right? And you know, a lot of them have to borrow my team's certainty. Right? The people we have on the team, the sales guys, they have to
Mhm.
borrow that certainty to help these people get over the line. Because taking people that are very fearful from jobs to making a big change, right? It's a big change for a lot of
Yeah.
people. It was for me as well. Um, and the reality is, you're at this crossroads where it's like, how are you going to know unless you try? When you told me earlier, like how I guess I just got to try, right? And that
It's a
certainty
leap of faith.
comes, the certainty comes from doing, right? You have your certainty in working in the warehouse where you can put your headphones in, probably do it blind. You know you're the boss. You know what I mean? You know what you're doing because you've done it for so long, right? Taking a call center, same thing, and your ability to.
Again, if I were to do this again, I wouldn't talk at the guy. I wouldn't try and convince the guys. We know we can't convince him, right? All we can do as salespeople, we can't tell people to do things. We can just ask them questions to help them in the right direction for themselves. Again, just warming up here. This is the only call I've had in the last 12 months, and I didn't have a call for the last 6 months prior to this. But just trying to chip in some pieces here, because otherwise people may take away the wrong lessons from this video.
Ride a bicycle, right? Do you have that certainty in your ability to do it because before you try doing it or after you've done it, right? You're probably on there now with no hands. It's just it always comes down to like always getting outside of your comfort zone and whether you feel like you are, whether it's with us or not with us, right? But just in general, because we're not talking about whether we're the right people, we're talking about whether you're actually ready for any change, right?
Mhm.
And whether you're actually willing to step outside of your comfort zone with any opportunity and take a risk on yourself, because that's required for you to grow into an online contractor or business. Whether it's today, whether it's next year, there's going to be a day where you speak to a stranger and they're going to ask you for money, and it's going to be like, holy fuck, can I really do this? So it's just whether you're willing to confront that now or later down the line.
It's a leap of faith, basically, what you're saying, because the outcome is unknown right now because we don't know what's gonna happen. But like I said, if you never try, never know.
Well, I'm the case study, brother, so I know what happens. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hmm. Uh, I don't even know what answer to give you.
Well, I mean, we can break it down. Like, do you? Because I know it's fine. Like, but I'm going to help you think through this. Like, do you feel like you're willing to get uncomfortable to have these goals? Because that's like a yes or a no. That's a simple question.
I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do that.
Yeah.
I'm willing.
Because you don't have to, right? And as I said to you earlier in the call, like everyone's got goals, but sometimes the risk is not worth it, or they perceive that the risk isn't worth it, right? With their goals. Because right now you're in a place where it's like life is good, but it's not quite where I want it to be. And the other side of things, the other side of the bridge, or whatever you want to call it, is the great, is the all the that you want. And there is always a risk between it. And it is it's going to take time. It is all of this sort of stuff, right? Not easy. Not everyone makes it, right? Across the bridge, right? I'm not going to lie to you. Not everyone's going to make it. Most do, right? With our support. But you got to take that first step on the bridge, right? First step towards becoming like Anthony 2.0. Most people don't even take the first step in their life, right? And most people don't even try. And you normally have to borrow from the vision you have. When I was a personal trainer, right? People would come to me out of shape. People would come to me all fucked up, whatever it might be. And doctor tells them, eat less, move more. They already know what the fuck to do, right? They don't do it because they need to be Jeff 2.0, where they eat well and they train well, to become Jeff 2.0. But they never get there, even with.
So I'm preaching at this man right now, which, as I said, I would want to be asking questions for him to figure it out. I can't tell him to do anything. But this is the opposite of the majority of the industry. The majority of the industry, when they're in a tough spot, they back down, right? They find a way out, right? But I'm on the offense, right? I already know I'm going to close this. Right, when most people think, oh, like all these objections, all these things, oh, like this is not possible. I'll just go for my next call. I'm already running over. I'm gonna put on a follow up. Let's book a follow up call. Right? No, fuck that.
Personal trainers help sometimes because they're not, that's what the personal trainers do. Because they have the mind of Jeff 1.0, not 2.0. So that's what we're here for, right? You have to borrow the mindset of Anthony 2.0. And what do you think he would do in a decision like this, right? If he wanted to get fit, he would eat less and he would move more, right? And when Anthony 2.0 is confronted with a decision like this, right, when he's already been there, already done.
And I'm using the fitness analogy because he's a fitness guy. When he joined the Zoom room, he had a picture, his Zoom picture before he hopped on the video, and he was stacked. So I know it resonates with him, right? It's not just random scripted analogies.
Done it, what do you feel like he does? Do you feel like he takes that step forwards with the goals, or do you feel like he kind of like steps back and needs time and kind of waits a bit longer?
He does the 2.0 version.
Of course.
He doesn't look back.
Easily said, but hard to do. Right?
Like everything in life, basically.
Exactly. So what do you feel like you need to do to put yourself in the best position? Because again, nothing's guaranteed. If it was guaranteed, everyone would have it. But what do you feel like you need to do to put yourself in the best position possible to have the highest odds to reach that goal?
I would have to take the risk, because if you don't have that mentality of taking a risk, then what will be the point of even being on this call? I mean, the breaking point is, what are you willing to risk to get to where you want to be? And I guess that's the biggest fear that I have, because it's not guaranteed, but you're not going to know the income or the outcome, until you try. And you could have failed in the past so many times.
Yep.
But if you stop trying, you're going to always be a failure, right? So I guess that's what you're trying to tell me at this point. That's not what you're trying to tell me. That's what I have to realize and wake up to, that anything that I
can't for you. I can't wake you up yourself, right? But it sounds like you are awake. It's just like it's like when you're going skydiving and it's like, I want to fucking do this, but holy fuck. It's nervous excitement. I don't like to call it fear, right? Because you're not scared, you're not fearful when you skydive, but you're excited, but you're like, holy shit, kind of like, right?
Excited because you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So if I can find a way for you to take one step, I'm not asking you to take the whole in 2.0 today, but if I can help you find like make it manageable, help you mitigate risk, just find a way for you to be like, when you take a girl home, it's like get her outside the club, get her halfway down the road, get her call the taxi. Like you're not just like taking knickers off. But if I can help you
yeah.
just do like the first step today,
Mhm.
get a small amount down, get some training, meet someone, would that help you move forward with us? I can find a way to do that with you.
I am asking a bit too early here. Everybody can watch their calls back and review this. This is too early to be asking for the sale right now.
Well, how much are we looking at though? If
Are
you
you
could find a
open
way,
Are you open
if
to
you could
having a
find a way.
conversation about finances? Are we at a stage where that's appropriate? Just to see if there is a way for you.
Like right now?
Of course, man. I'm not here to I'm not here to be the coach that lets people off the hook and does them a disservice, right? You can say no. Like just trying to help you think through it, right?
I would need to think about it, John. To be honest with you,
Okay.
I don't want to say commit yes or anything yet.
Mhm.
But I'm guessing I'm at the point that you're saying the one.
So this was a lot of fluff, a lot of mistakes so far. Again, rusty, very rusty. But this is the warm up I needed. This was essentially the warm up right now. And now things, now all that training, all those calls, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of live calls that I've taken kind of click in. And I really find that balance. But, appreciate you watching through this. It hasn't been a waste of time. I'm sure you'd agree. It's been very productive and we have moved him forwards. I think we've moved him more than 50% of the way there in the last 10 minutes. But now I'm going to start to really refine it and kind of remember what I was doing back when I was selling properly.
1.0 mentality mixed with the 2.0, but there's more 1.0 as of right now.
It was easy for me because my back broke, right? But you're in a position where your back didn't break, so it's like I can kind of I don't have to do it, right? So
I just don't want us to say yes yet. I guess it's uncertainty in my mind.
Mhm. Which is normal. This is very, very, very normal. So I get it. Right? You're not the only person on the planet. It's the normal process that everybody goes through. So
I would hate to postpone it, but I guess I'm gonna have to say that.
yeah, bro, that's fine. If you genuinely feel like that's the best thing for you, right? I mean, if you go skydiving, let's bring it back. You go skydiving because I see them the same. Because I went skydiving once, I'm like, this is the same shit. It was kind of around the time where I had made the transition for myself, and it's like, is it easier when you're strapped to the front of the instructor for them to just like jump out and not give you a choice, or is it easier for them to be like, oh, are you ready? Do you need 5 minutes? How are you doing? Which is easier to actually make the jump that you need to make?
I think I need time to think about it.
Because we both know the answer, right? But the longer you wait, and you can go and take time, but I'm just trying to help you take something away today. Because the longer you wait and the longer you mull on things, right? The closer you are to the plane landing back down, right? And if I've done anyone that's been up and really wanted to do skydiving, really wanted to have a business. I've seen loads in the business world, but not skydiving world. Like, just bear with me. If the plane comes back down, I don't know anybody that's gone there and not done it and then gone back up again. Do you know what I mean? So what I don't want for you, and again, this isn't my job, but my team's job is to help people make sure they actually make that change sooner than later. Because 90% of people, I'd probably say more people, have an idea. They're so close. They think they're ready. Next week, next Monday, this diet, this. The when I'll start gym on. That's how I say to myself. I'll start gym on next month, next Monday. Right? I do it myself, so I get it. But they never get there. Right? Never starts. And as you know, You're not just gonna start and be successful. You're gonna start, you're gonna fail, you're gonna trip up, you're gonna fold over. Right? This is the first step. Like this is the first step on your journey for you having like an online income and freedom and moving. It's not gonna be easy, right?
I'm still waffling. Bear with me. The good stuff will come.
It's not going to be the case where you just wake up one day and you think, oh yeah, I think I'm in a good mood today. In 3 months, I'm going to be here. Because then you
Again, wouldn't necessarily copy this, but it's the opposite of what we normally see from sales reps, right? It's on the good side of wrong, in my opinion.
you're gonna kid yourself because you're gonna trip up for a month. You're gonna fall. And then you're gonna be like, oh shit, this took a lot longer to achieve this goal than I thought. Right. So I'm just trying to give you some food for thought there, so you can actually, raise those vibrations up, and you can make a decision from a good place, right? Empower you to make the decision, right? Rather than kick you down and be like, come on, Anthony, you're a pussy, right? But you grab your balls to the fire. But I'm just trying to lift you up because you know what you need to do, but it's just fucking tough, right? I can help you with the money. Money is the easy part, right? I'm the guy that chooses how much they can take, right? It's like you're good with me, right? But even if we said to you, you can come in for $1, Anthony, it doesn't sound like you're quite ready just yet. Seems like there's a little bit more to the money, a little bit more to this than money. Is that fair to say?
I guess I can agree with you on that. I guess I just think I need to put my fears aside and get my mind together.
Yeah, get your mind together, and then once you've got your mind together, the money comes together pretty easily, right? I'll make it work for you. Someone made it work for me when I started, right? So we'll make it work. Get over the tough stuff because this is the tough conversation now. The money conversation is easy peasy. It's like, John, I've got this. Can you make it work? Sure, I'll find a way, right? That's not a problem. So I recommend you do that. I'm gonna send you some material just to mull on to keep you excited over the time. When are you going to set?
And I'm going to pull back really, really hard because I know he wants to do it. So I'm going to do like a pretty extreme pullback, and then the show starts.
A line where you're going to make it, not with us per se, but when are you going to make a decision? When is a date where you're like, right, I'm going to make a decision on if I'm going to step into any online business? When is that date for you?
Looking at my calendar, the 24th, right? I shouldn't even be looking at the calendar, to be honest with you.
It doesn't have to be with us, right? It doesn't have to be appointment setting. But for you, just so I help you today, like I think the best thing for you to do is set a date where it's like, I'm going to work on figuring out what if this is for me, if I'm going to make a jump with anything, because you've got strong goals, you have clarity on what you want. It's whether you're actually going to go after it, right? So what is your typical thought process when you make decisions that are fairly big in life like this?
When I make decisions like what we're doing right now, be honest with you, John, I want to keep it real with you. I never finish them 100%. I always leave them halfway, always.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Boom. So I earned the truth from him, right? When we have the truth, we're basically 95% of the way there, right? When you get the truth, you know you're basically good.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I guess I don't have in me what it takes to actually go through something and finish it all the way. I don't know,
bro. When you joined in Zoom, that picture of you, I think you take things all the way. It's a lot.
Lift them up, right? People can't make decisions from lower states of energy, right? You can't, even if you logically agree, you can't actually take the action from states of fear, apathy, these types of things. You have to actually be in higher states to make decisions. So let's work on that with him here.
Harder to have a body like that than it is to make 10 grand a month on life. Fucking loads harder.
I just don't know what's wrong with me. I never had this conversation with somebody before. I just feel that I'm gonna feel anything that I do, and not even that body that you see on the picture prepares my mind for something else than just that, just physical. Like I just feel that I sell myself short in life a lot, and all the courses that I've taken, I've never finished them, and everything that I've tried, I didn't put 100% effort in it. I just
Mm.
don't know if it's a me problem, I guess, or I'm just scared of not doing it completely or putting my 100% in it.
Do you feel like you haven't put 100% in because it just doesn't align with you, and it's just, these things are like, the communication, the people, and the type of work, or do you feel like it's just like in general, you didn't get the right support, or just you do anything like it's a you thing? Like I really like this, I get the right support, everyone's bending over backwards for me, it's the best opportunity in the world, but I'm just not doing it. Like there's a block there.
Well, the support that you give me right now is the only face to face I've ever had in any course whatsoever. Because normally it's always a Discord um chat room,
So you've
and
never
it's
been
just
on
like
Zoom with people one to one, you've never been on like small group like support, these types of things?
never, never in my life. So this just makes this kind of like exciting for me, but at the same time, I never look at somebody on my screen before. I never used Zoom before in my life. This is the first time ever, to be honest with you,
Wow.
and talk to somebody that I've never met before and actually
Okay.
motivated me
So
like
this
this.
is a fairly big jump for you, right? You've never been on Zoom. So it's a big change. Yeah.
Never been on Zoom before, never on with somebody I never met and
Yeah.
motivating me like you're doing. And you know
Yeah.
what's funny? I always do this with somebody in the gym that you can do this, that you
Me
can get.
too. Yeah. Yeah.
But when it's time that somebody motivates me, it always happens. My mind doesn't click, doesn't connect. I don't know what's if it's just a me problem or I, I haven't made that step in my life to open and realize in my head that there's only one chance and I haven't taken that chance yet.
Mm.
So John, I want to talk about finances with you right now. I really want to let go of all the past stuff that I didn't finish, and I guess at least once in my life finish something. And if it works, it works, and if it didn't work, at least I tried. I didn't
Okay, this was a year ago, so I can't remember what happens, but hopefully I don't go for the money right now. Right, that would be a rookie mistake, but let's see.
fail myself like I normally do. That I pay for courses that I never finish. This is one that actually want to pay for,
You'll be
and
my
actually
personal project, bro. You'll be my one personal project. If you fail, it's just, at least it's very, very unlikely. Like very, very, very select few people do fail, which is when they give up. Right? If you do give up, at least with my support and with the team support, like it just isn't gonna happen. And at least very quickly, like the goal I have is just not for me, which I don't think is the case.
I just want to do something and do it right at least once in my life, I guess. Um, I don't know, have your support. This is the best support I've ever had, ever. Like somebody telling me stuff that I would normally
And most of you motherfuckers taking sales calls, when it gets tough, you don't step up for people. You step down, right? So step up.
tell somebody else in the gym or whatever the case might be. I
Mm.
always motivate people, but I never want to take motivation for anybody else
Mm.
until now, I guess. I just want to be proud of myself, I guess, and know that I did something. And just like what you see when you close your eyes, that I'm making whatever amount of money, living wherever I want to live, doing the things that I want to do. If I see it in my head, I want to see it also physically in my life, like as a
Mm.
reality. But I guess I just have to do it. So
Yeah.
if you could work with me financially, whatever amount, it doesn't matter. I think I just want to get something done in my life at least once, regardless if I failed or not. At least when I have that.
So you see how the language from 10 minutes ago was completely 360'd, right? We're not using scripts on him. Yes, I was preaching at him and motivating him more than I was actually helping him with questions, but he's completely made a 360 here. And this isn't a good example of helping someone. This is obviously we got the result, but this is one of the most drawn out, least efficient calls I've ever had. And the reason for that is because I think everybody's just better when actively selling day to day, right? But regardless, we get to the end, and the result is the same as it would have been if I was on my highest game, and the process, right, and the building up of the person and the transformation of the person would be exactly the same. It just takes a little bit longer to achieve the same result. With some rust on, but yeah, got to step up for people.
Satisfaction that I did it, I finished it, I put everything I had into it, and it's not gonna be easy, but at least I finished it 100%. So I guess that's my commitment. I want to do with you today, what we can do at least to get started, whatever amount that you say I can work with.
Mhm.
And I'm scared, but I guess if I always scared the rest of my life, I'm never gonna do anything. So
Yeah.
that's what I have to say.
Yeah, man. Takes a lot of courage. Takes a lot of courage, but it's what's required, right? Again, you're going to have that confidence. You're going to stop talking with those limiting beliefs. You're going to stop talking with you talk down to yourself a little bit, right? Even though you're a big dude, right? And
Yeah,
when you
I
have
got a little
evidence,
emotion.
when you have that evidence behind you, right?
Mhm.
Like as I said, you don't have you have a certainty in riding your bike after you've ridden it. When you've done something, when you've been successful, when you've got that behind you, then you're going to start tackling. This is a small thing, making a bit of cash in mind, right? When you want to do bigger things in the future, and when you want to do, you're going to have that behind you. Yeah, you're going to start doing different, right?
Yeah.
So let's do that. Are you willing to have that financial conversation? See if we can find a way.
Yeah. Sorry if I'm getting a little bit emotional, but it's just a mental battle that I have in my head constantly.
I'm happy. Again, we just need to stack yeses behind you, and this will be the first yes, right? Or the first, like the more successes, the more you can like say you want something and actually go and achieve it, the more you believe in yourself, and it just stacks and stacks and stacks. So we'll start that roller coaster. Start that kind of stacking boxes. We'll stack the wins, right? In life. Where are you at? Obviously, you know the investment's 5.8 in total. I would just do some very custom with you. You're going to be a personal project. Where are you at in terms of cash?
Again, we can't use scripts. We've actually got to do the job. I said, again, it's not like anything great, but I'm using his personal situation. He stacks boxes in warehouse, right? Instead of stacking the box, we're going to start stacking the wins, right? I've been using analogies about his fitness and everything. Like you can't, like, if they feel like you're a sales rep, you're fucked. Like, you've actually got to have a conversation with the person. And it's better to have no script in fear at all, and actually help someone, than it is to have a perfect script and be a sales rep, right? Imagine if you're scared and you feel like you're speaking to a scripted person, even if you say all the right words. Fuck that.
Cash on hand right now. Trend, savings, business, not how much you can invest, but just what does that look like in just general life?
I'm more like a savings person.
Mhm.
Well, I use more my credit card, so I if it's something I can do like with a credit card, that's fine. But as of right now, my investment could be anywhere from $500 to $1,000, I would say, to start. If there was something to work with financially that I could probably pay, yeah, I think something like that, around that range.
Okay.
Um,
I'm not
yeah,
asking
because
how much you can put in. Again, we're here to make your life better, not worse, right? That's the point. If you're not just a client, I'm doing this with you. Because we're not just going to be working. The guys will be working with you on one setting. I will hop on Zoom with you. We'll hop on Zoom as well, right?
yeah,
I'm going to make sure that this is the first win on your belt on this path. Sure, yeah, we'll hop on. You need to hop on, we'll hop on, right? Which will be a difference for you. How much do you have in terms of cash on hand? Not how much you can invest, but like what does that look like? Is it 500?
And don't be afraid to put yourself in the deal as a sales rep as well. I had like 2 calls with this guy over 2 months. It's like, don't be afraid to put yourself in the deal to get the deal done. Like, this is what sales is.
$1,000, like $1,000 cash on hand total right now. There's no shame in it, but I just want to make sure we actually support you and I don't take food off the table.
What do you mean on cash right now, like physically on my account, or just like
All
money?
your accounts combined, like what are you working with? Yeah.
Yeah, like that, five to 1,000, 500 to 1,000, everything.
And then in terms of cash flow, if we were to do like a payment plan with you and find a way, how much? I'm not asking you how much you earn, but like how much how much is like net every month? Like what could go towards an expense like this without putting you in a tough spot?
Again, my discovering here in terms of open wallet is not great in terms of wording. But again, long time.
If it's zero, that's fine.
I would say $200 to $500.
Okay. 1,000 in the bank, 200 to 500, depending on if you're going out for drinks at the weekend.
Or buy protein and gym supplements.
The important stuff. Yeah. Okay. And then in terms of just so I have the full picture, you mentioned credit. What is your access? How much access do you have to credit right now?
I'm on credit card access right now. Like a 3,000 on credit card balance that I could. That's my balance on my card.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It will be easier for me to use a credit card because that's what I use most, and make payments monthly on a credit card. At least me. Because I don't know how it works over there by you guys, but over here everything is just I use Apple Pay. That's all I use, credit card.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't touch physical cash or bank accounts. I just use more credit cards. That's how I paid all my courses previously, credit card, because it gives me a chance to pay. Like, it gives me a whole month to pay, so it's easier for me that way.
Yeah.
Even if the course was a couple thousands of dollars, if I swipe the card, at least I know I have 30 days to pay it off. So if it was a credit card, it would be, at least for me, easier.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think the best thing for you to do, obviously, I think we're on the same page. I don't think the best thing to do is use your savings, right? Oh, I've lost you, Anthony.
Could you imagine if he hung up here?
Yes. Sorry about that. I don't know why we get cut off every 30 minutes or whatever.
So yeah, I'm on the same page with you. I don't want you to use your like 500, 700 bucks because that's your buffer, right? That's just for life. But also the best thing for you to do, obviously, doing nothing is not the best case either. So if I can bring you in for 2,000 USD on a credit card,
So yeah, we got the specifics, the tangibles, right? And now I'm prescribing. I go for 2,000. Most sales reps be thinking in their mind, oh, like, he can't do it. He's not got enough cash flow per month to even pay off the balance of the credit card. I'm not going to help this guy. It's not up to you, right? It's up to them. Realistically, what I always tell people is to go for the most possible, or even more than they can even afford, because you can always drop down. I went for 2,000 here, even though technically this guy could have done 3,500 on the spot, right? Would I have gone for more, right? If I did it again, possibly, but this is what I chose to do in the moment, right? For me right now, it was less about collecting as much cash up front as possible, but it's a little bit different for me because this was my only sales call in the last year and a half, right? And I genuinely, when I say I'm going to make him my personal project, I genuinely did, right? And I helped him out, and I put myself in the deal. So I wasn't a sales rep here, right? I was here to really. I knew the installments were going to come through, and all of them did. So it's a little bit of a different story. But as a sales rep, I would have gone for as much cash up front as possible here.
I don't want to take the whole kind of credit limit here, which is a lot less than where we even break even. But again, you're my project. This is less about the money for us today, and this is more about you getting this thing rolling. So if I can bring in $2,000,
because as I just said that right there, like, I just hopped on the phone to help a person. I didn't hop on the phone on this call to make money, right? I'm making money anyway, so I didn't really care. It's not the right mindset to convey across to salespeople. It's definitely not If you want to be top of the leaderboards and if you want to collect the most money, it's definitely not the right mindset to have. But it's the mindset I had in this moment.
On the credit card, and then monthly over time, the rest of the 38 we can split over.
And then essentially I just take payment. So that's the entire call. Yeah, that's the entire call. Wasn't perfect. Was rusty, but I feel like if you don't necessarily listen to the words I'm saying, and if you pay attention to the nuances, right, the pushing, the pulling, the building up of the energy, and see the intention behind what I'm saying rather than what I am saying, and this is exactly how sales reps and exactly how I believe these situations should be handled. And these situations, in my opinion, are the hardest situations to overcome in sales because there's the most transformation that needs to happen. And to do this, you need to come with the right intentions. You need to build someone up so they can actually take action, and you need to act as a leader, right? You actually need to lead someone, right? Which I was able to do with Anthony on this call here. So yeah, that's all from today. And let me know if this was helpful. I can potentially find some more recordings, better ones from when I was like day to day in the trenches of sales to find some better examples, but that would take a lot of digging. So if this was helpful, drop a comment below, and I will go and dig some up. I know some people that may have some recordings of mine in the past. Cheers for if you made it all this way. Appreciate you taking the time, and drop me a message if you have any questions.